Welcome aboard, sailors. I'm First Mate Steph, and this is the Weekly Helm Report, your trusted cruise news briefing from the Tales from the Ship podcast, where every tide has a tale and every port has a personality. So whether you're relaxing in a hammock or caught in traffic dreaming of those sea days, I've got the freshest stories from around the cruise world ready to drop anchor into your week. Let's set sail. Let's start with Carnival Cruise Lines. So last week I spoke kind of briefly about them updating their VIFP loyalty program with a new points-based system called Carnival Rewards. There was a lot of backlash, and this week Carnival has come out and said that they're going back to their sea level suite, or their beards as they called them, to discuss the backlash. So a lot of people who are higher up in the points program definitely felt like they were being treated as a lesser person with points, and that their loyalty to Carnival was kind of in question. So I mentioned last week that I really think that they're going to have to revamp it, because if not, those people are going to take that status before it ends and go to other cruise lines that have status match programs, and they're just going to start cruising on other cruise lines because, oh, okay, I'll take my status and I'll go over here. So I think that'll be interesting to kind of see how that goes, and we'll keep an eye out on that one. I'm watching it pretty closely, so I will keep you guys aware of it every Sunday. And other news from Carnival, they have started putting out the news of their new private island called Celebration Key, opening July 19th. So think floating cabanas, beach villas, breezy Bahamian vibes. I mean, it's gonna be great. I've seen a lot of pictures and watched some videos on it from Carnival, and it looks great. So they are ready to get the party started there. And then our last news story for Carnival is kind of a fun but disgusting one. So in case you forgot about the infamous 2013 Carnival Triumph voyage, Netflix definitely didn't, and they've got you covered. They recently dropped a new train wreck episode revisiting the now legendary poop cruise. So if you're looking for some good entertainment for about an hour, go check that out. That documentary is going to be hilarious. I have not had a chance to watch it, but I definitely remember when that cruise happened and those people got stuck in the Gulf of Mexico, and it sounds awful, and I imagine that they probably never wanted to cruise again. And I mean, that would suck. So let's sail on over to Holland America. So Holland America is now trying to become a more zen cruise line with their refreshingly free campaign. So this means with their Caribbean cruises that they are going for fewer crowds, more calm ports, just trying to get the real calm, zen, cool vibes on the boat. So I think that'll be interesting. With that, I mean, they don't really have like a large party crowd, but I want to see what they're going to do with that. Margaritaville at sea. So Jimmy Buffett would be proud of all that they are doing. So I mentioned last week that Margaritaville has scooped up their third ship. So it is the former Costa Fortuna that they are going to launch in 2026. This will become Margaritaville's largest cruise vessel. So you're going to have more staterooms, more decks, more fun, all of that. That's going to be a great time. I have read that they're debating where they're going to port it out of. So right now they have their cruises going out of West Palm and out of Tampa. I think that we're going to see it either go out of Galveston in Texas to try and capture that cruise market, or they might try Port Canaveral because it is growing rapidly into the #1 cruise port. So we'll see how that goes. And I will let you guys be aware of, I'll keep you guys aware of that. In other news, they are launching new themed cruises and a casino loyalty program called Tide Roller. So if you are a gambler, check that out, because Margaritaville cruises are generally pretty inexpensive. And if you're a gambler and you're just looking to gamble, go give that one a shot, because I've seen a lot of people on different cruise lines. They get a lot of rewards from just gambling. I've never spent enough money for it to matter, but I would love to get a free room on a cruise because I won enough money, not because I played enough money. In other news, with Norwegian, the Norwegian Star is now sailing Arctic itineraries through August. So glaciers, northern lights, polar vibes. I mean, it sounds awesome right now. It's pretty hot in Florida. And so being around kind of cold sounds great. Even if it's only 60, 70 degrees, I would take it over this 90-degree stuff all day. Royal Caribbean has announced that they are rolling out the Star Power. So Diana Ross has officially been named the godmother for their brand new big old boat, the Star of the Seas. So the christening is set for August in Port Canaveral. And meanwhile, the Independence of the Sea is trimming its schedule, skipping a couple of stops, shortening Rotterdam. But don't worry, they are offering onboard credit to all of those who are dealing with that to try and just, keep things calm. We like calm seas. So, and last week we did mention that there are a couple of ships that are going to get their makeovers. So, definitely look forward to seeing what they're going to do with the Harmony, the Ovation, and the Liberty of the Seas. So that's happening in 2026. Regent Seven Seas, which is a very fancy cruise line. So they have just released their new Sky View suite on the Seven Seas Prestige. That clocks in at $25,000 per night. That's insane. That includes a private car, personal butler, and bragging rights for life, apparently, because, that's a lot of money. And if you can book that, you have a lot of money to throw around. So good on you. And then finally, with our cruise news, let's talk about Virgin Voyages. So they have set sail full throttle ahead with itineraries now stretching through 2028. So from Alaska to the Panama Canal, they are covering everywhere. So if you book now, by July 7th, you'll snag 70% off your second sailor, a cabin upgrade, and complimentary drinks with their bar tab. It's not a drink package, but you do get a bar tab. And then the Brilliant Lady is finally debuting in September. So they will have an exclusive preview bash in Portsmouth for the Virgin Red members. I'm going to have to look into that because I am a Virgin Red member. But that is going to be a great boat. It's doing a tour of America. It sounds awesome. I really want to check it out before it leaves Florida. I know I mentioned that last week, but I really love Virgin. So would love to see that and get on it before it leaves. And then I have a couple of actual port updates. Because there was a lot that happened in the port. So Port Canaveral, that's my home port. So it is actually expanding in a big way. So Cruise Terminal 5 is getting a $69 million facelift, nearly doubling its size by 2026. And even more exciting news, a brand new Cruise Terminal 4 is in the works, set to rise where Blue Points Marina currently sits. That's 2 terminals under construction as part of a $500 million investment, and with demand up 15% this year alone, they're building for the future. Like I said earlier, they are becoming the world's largest cruise port, and it shows. So doubling in size for one terminal and building a brand new one, that's going to be great. For San Juan, this is great. Pier 3 is back after 14 months of restoration from an unfortunate run-in with the MSC Meraviglia. It is ready to welcome mega ships like the Icon on the Seas back in August. So that is awesome. I absolutely love San Juan. I love going there. So with that is your weekly Helm Report from the Tales from the Ship podcast. Tidy, timely, and ready to set sail with you into your week. So whether you're booking your next cruise or just dreaming of tropical breezes, I'll be right here with more news, more wanderlust, and a sea of reasons to keep your suitcase by the door. Until next time, clear seas and calm skies, my friends.